Hello YouTube, this is Wheelchair21 reporting in from TokuAnimeNews' personal YouTube channel for reviews, and on today's is Tamashii Web Exclusive SH Figuarts Fuwa Juzo. Or, as you'd like to say in Power Ranger Samurai verse, Rick Medina as Deker. Let's get down into this nice brown box, and what's inside, as I said already, is SH Figuarts Fuwa Juzo, who comes in a nice black box with the figure on there, and Uramasa underlining his name. On the back, basic recent updates to SHF Sentai boxes, where it's just, you know, their accessories in one picture, and just a couple of plain out poses. Anyways, let's get into this figure. Inside this beautiful box, we have Juzo, who comes with Uramasa, broken Uramasa, his sheath, and his, well, regular Gidoshu, basic Gidoshu monster blade that he had when Uramasa was broken, that he got from Akamaru, along with two hands, opened clasping hands and actual grasping hands to hold his weapons. And let's get right down into this figure. Alright, this is the SHF Figuarts Fuwa Juzo, where, as you can see, he is nice and white and red and some shades of brown, where on his back, his body has full brown. There's a lot more darkish brown and charcoal gray on it than the actual suit has seemed to be shown in the, how should I say, the, show. They really don't show it being this brown and dark all over his back, where it looks like he's drying out from not having enough Sanzu River water. His little spikes here are actually nice soft plastic, which won't break, because, like, they have a nice flexibility on them. So does his dressing around his belt area. His back is harder, though, than his actual shoulders and arm and forearms and legs and actual head pieces. His nice red face with his skull and such, you can actually pull that off to reveal his skull, but I won't do that right now. His shoulders, however, are on this nice ball-jointed area to pose his arm, so that gives you 2 extra points of articulation than a regular SHF Figuart. His chest has articulation, but his actual upper chest to lower abdomen is not as easy to bend or pose as most Figuarts. So he has the basic sight of, you know, articulation, as shown, and a little bit extra because of his nice shoulder pads, which seem to be a little bit fatter than shown in promotional pictures, but you never can tell. Camera takes off 10 pounds or adds additional 10 pounds. And anyways, let's get right into actually some of his accessories to get on him for displaying. First we have his little actual sheath clasping thing that you plug actually right into this area right here on his back. I think you plug it in. Yeah, it's supposed to forcibly plug right into this hole. I believe that's as far as you're supposed to get it in. So it's reaching like that. And then you put a sheath in, which is great. I think you're supposed to put it in like this and lock it into place as so, because there's these little pegs on him for his back. So I guess you put this in like that, and then you plug it into his back on here, because there's another peg that is supposed to hold it in place on his lower abdomen. Okay, now it's fully in, and this is when you have Fuwa Juzo with a sheath, and you're able to actually put the sword into the sheath and such. So let me display Uramasa sheathed, which goes in really nicely, as so. Just slides right in, slides right out, in and out. Pretty easy, pretty nice. Along with that, like, I probably should display a little bit better broken Uramasa, the top tip end, and the actual area where it was broken when fighting Shinken Red in episode 24-25. Juzo debuted pretty early before he actually with his suit, and then took on his actual monster form, and then he started trying to get into battles with Red. Then he couldn't get into battles because Red wouldn't battle him, so then when they finally had their epic encounter, the sword was broken. and Juzo fell to his possible death, only to find out that he survived, where Akamaru then came back and said, I will fix your blade as long as you work for me in bringing never-ending hell to Earth. Juzo eventually helped him, and then turned on him, and led to Akamaru's downfall, where then, after he got back Uramasa, he had his final climactic battle with Takaru, leading to his death, where his own sword Uramasa, who was forged by killing his own wife, and using her bones, supposedly, stopped him from fighting because her spirit took control of the sword, making him stab himself, giving Takaru the chance to put in the final blow, killing him, and finally ending the reign of terror of Juzo. So let's go into his actual hands and articulation. And luckily for me, the right hand, I believe, popped right out easily, so let's put in some weaponry. Here is Juzo with the broken Uramasa on display with regular Uramasa sheath. The sword's pretty long, as you can see, just unsheathed in general, because he likes to use long striking reverse blade katana. And then this is his actual Uramasa, where he would use it for regular striking, and when he would go for his finishing attacks, he would switch it over in his hands to bring about his reverse blade style for his final strike, where he would pretty much saw right into the person and just strike them down. So that's a really cool thing. The blade is really nicely silvered and red, and great ass crap that everyone loves about Uramasa being all Uramasa-y. He also comes with nice secondary sword that was also issued out in the Power Rangers Samurai Wave, which he got as his replacement when the sword was damaged. And he had to use this for the time being. This one is kind of just... It's not the actual one used by the Moogers or Nanashi Renshu. It's actually the generic blade that is used by a lot of the Gadoshu monsters of the week. So having this, when he was using this battle blade like katana, he was rendered useless in a sense because his fighting style now brought him too close to the Shinkenjers in actual armed combat. Because when fighting with this, it was almost about the size as the Shinkenmaru, just a little bit shorter. So a lot of his swings that he would take, he'd actually miss in his first couple of episodes using it, which he actually hated quite a bit. So with this here, it's just much broader than a combat knife, almost like a machete. In the show, it was just a little bit thicker and a little bit taller, so this is slightly inaccurate compared to Uramasa, which I'm okay with. But yeah, overall, this figure art is amazing on its details, on how amazingly they put in this nice red veins and bloodlines for his evil incarnate self, and his white, especially this grayish charcoal brown and stuff, where it looks like he's been drying out of Sansu River water and such. And I can't wait to pose him alongside of my Shinken Red. I really hope that they make some maybe more of the Gadoshu, maybe make Dokuku himself, because it would be really great to have him and such. And I really gotta say, one thing that is a problem with this figure is because these shoulders have nice articulation, their ball joint will tend to get in the way when trying to pose them, so you gotta be very careful. I do recommend people should get this if they want it, love the character, and love the show itself. It comes with only 3 pairs of hands, grasping hands, and open palm strikes and stuff for when he would usher in to come at him and challenge him. And overall, great figure, great details. It's not truly worth the price because of it being an exclusive, but being that he's a really lovable character, you might want to just throw the extra money out and just get this, because he comes with the broken Uramasa, the generic Gadoshu sword, and regular Uramasa with a nice detail on how you put in the sheath. Anyways, this has been Wheelchair21 from TokuAnimeNews. This figure was a 5 out of 5. Really love it. I implore people to get it. Check out our other check out our other channels that are run by the hosts. Check out our other reviews. Check out our blog, and follow us on Twitter, please. As for now, I will see you later, and I hope you enjoyed this review/demo.